right, so welcome to the Living in Chicagoland podcast, where we take a deep dive into a Chicago neighborhood or suburb every single week, giving you the pros and cons of each area so you can make informed decisions when looking to buy or sell real estate. I'm your host, Tim Winfrey Jr., and this week we are going to be talking about Joliet. I'm here with Justin McLaughlin with EXP. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's kick it off with a brief summary of your career and why you are the go-to agent in Joliet, Justin.
Oh man. Well, one, we have a lot of really good real estate agents in our area. But I kind of grew up in the business. Did everything I could not to get into real estate. I wanted no part of it, watching my mom, the late nights and the frustrations and, just a lot of stress, and I wanted no part of it. So I actually became a union roofer for about 7 years. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. Was in the city, skyline, all that fun stuff. And, then it started slowing down a little bit. I started getting laid off more than I was used to, and walked in her office one day and saw one of the checks on the desk, and I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm working way too hard. And went and got licensed, and the rest was history. But I've been 7 years now licensed, and sold hundreds of homes in that short period of time. And I think the biggest thing is that I've lived in this area almost my entire life. I mean, ever since I can remember. I think we moved here in, I think it was 88 or 89, right? So I've watched this city and the surrounding cities around it just grow tremendously. I mean, when we first moved here, it was, a four-way stop at Route 59 and 52, right? Like, you know what I mean? There was a bar and a gas station. So I've seen the growth over the last, God, what are we going on, 30, 40 years? So yeah, I just have a real good, a lot of good connections in the area, and I just know the area. I mean, I've lived here, love it, and wouldn't trade my life for anything.
Absolutely fantastic, man. Well, that's why we have you here. We want to talk with people that are not only local to the area, but live in the area, grew up in the area, actual market experts, so that's the whole point of having you here. So why don't we just get right into it? What is your favorite thing about Joliet?
To be honest with you, I call it, I like to say Joliet is where Chicago dies, right? Like it's the end of Chicago, right?
Well, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's so southwest, from the city, but it's so close to the city too. So we still get to, drive out there, do the big things we want, but we get to come home and get that small, small town feel in the sense. I mean, we got a lot of entertainment stuff here too, but like we don't have to miss out. We don't live in Peoria or, things of that area that's just so far away. It doesn't make sense to come up to the city. So that's one of my favorite things. Is we're just far enough away from the city, but close enough to really still enjoy it if we want to.
Yeah, far enough away so you get your peace and quiet, but close enough so you're still probably 45 minutes on a highway away. So
45 minutes.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, that makes sense. Obviously, you have easy access to Chicago. That's one of the cool things about Joliet, because the highways kind of run pretty close in that area. But like, what entertainment options are available in the immediate area?
So we're one of the only cities that have two casinos, right? Like we have two legitimate casinos for entertainment. We have, it is the world-renowned theater. I mean, it's historic. The Rialto Theater. I don't even remember how long it's been here, but it's been here forever. I mean, the inside is just unbelievable. It's beautiful. I would say early 1900s is when it was built. I really don't have the date for that, but yeah, we have a lot of, and then Joliet does a lot of festivals. We have Joliet Slammers minor league baseball team. That is always a good time to go see. So yeah, I mean, we got, we used to have NASCAR. We still have the racetrack, but we don't have, I I don't think we have the race anymore, but I'm sure they do some little races out there. So there's a lot of fun stuff to do for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Every city's got something. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%. So what do you think about the food in the area? You have any awesome food recommendations for Joliet?
Yeah, well, almost any taco truck in this area, if you swing by it, I mean, it's going to be legit. I don't think there's one that I've had that wasn't unbelievable. But like we have breakfast spots like Louis, just well known for their breakfast. And then we get a lot of the Taste of Chicago's. The Taste of Chicago. We have Portillo's, we have Lou Malnati's, Giordano's, restaurants like that. So we get a good mix, but it's a very diverse city, for, especially the size of it, but it's very diverse. And so we have all types of options, almost any type of food that you might like. We probably got it. I can't say it's all well done, but we got it,
You got it. Yeah. The options are there. That's funny. I love that you mentioned the Mexican food in particular. Joliet's got some great Mexican food. I went to a place, I think it was like a week ago. I don't think it was Joliet. I think it was technically Crest Hill, but it was like right there, called El Chivo. El Chivo, man. It had the birria tacos, man. They were to die for. And it's just one of those hole in the wall places, man. I love those places because 9 times out of 10, the food is amazing because, the person behind the counter is passionate,
Absolutely. Well, and you had the food at my event, right?
Yeah. That stuff was legit too. Yeah.
Taco Burrito King. I mean, they're I had people come from Chicago last year for that event just because Taco Burrito King was going to be there.
No way.
Yeah,
you gotta make the trip for those tacos. Yeah, those
absolutely.
tacos were legit too. They know what they're doing. It's cool, man. Let's jump to the next question. What are the schools like in the Joliet area?
We got great schools. I mean, a lot of the schools that I think some citizens would be concerned about, they're still really, really good schools. That's the one thing about Illinois in general that a lot of people don't understand is like the school systems are very, very, very good. Can they be better? Absolutely. But we have, we're in the Troy district. So, it's very well funded. It's very well run. The whole school system in whole. I mean, it's secure. It's got everything. I mean, and the nice thing about it is the schools again are very diverse. So you get to, kind of just learn about a lot more than, the kids get to learn a lot more than just, ABCs 1, 2, 3s. Like they get to learn how to interact with people who are different than them. And so, yeah, it's just a really, really good environment. I grew up in the schools and it's always kind of fun to go back and, now that my kids are going into those schools and I'm like, man, these lockers seem so much bigger when I was going to school. You know what I mean? So.
That's crazy how perspective could change the way you view things,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't go to great schools. I went to U46. That's northwest suburbs. Terrible school district, but
Oh no.
but my daughter's going to a pretty awesome school, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Her aunt actually went to the same school, so she's kind of telling me the same experience, which I always think is kind of cool. It's just like, oh man, it's so weird coming back here because you feel so much bigger.
Taller.
Yeah, you're so much bigger.
The ceilings seem like they were so tall, and you get in there and like, oh, that's just an 8-foot ceiling, like not that big of a deal.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, cool, brother. So what is the market outlook for your city? What do you think the projections look like as of today? Obviously, it's a difficult time to pinpoint that, but I mean, just give me your best idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and I love how you said that at the end of your question, because I don't think that really, not just my market, any market right now, I don't think anybody actually can tell you what's going to happen, right? But what I do see in the foreseeable future, especially with my area, is we got a good 3 to 6 months left of just inventory coming in. There's still enough buyers. What people don't realize is that when you hear these agents saying it's slowing down, they're still selling fast if they're moving ready and
Mhm.
you know they're nice homes. The only difference is why it's a slowdown is 6 months ago we'd have 40 showings in 2 or 3 days and have 15 offers by the first night, right?
Mhm.
Now we're having maybe 10 or 12 showings in our first weekend, but we're still getting 2, 3, 4 offers, right?
Mhm.
So it's still a seller's market, and I don't think that's going to go away anytime soon, especially for, like I said, the next 3 or 6 months. Now, after that, I have no clue what's going to happen. I mean, honestly, it's so up in the air. You know what I mean? And anybody who tells you they know for sure what's going to happen, they don't know. I don't see a major crash or anything like that, but there's going to be a correction without a doubt.
Mhm.
There's going to be, it needs to happen. And, especially here,
Mhm.
this city was very used to being in the 2 to 250 mid range for, median home. And we gotta be, and I haven't even looked, but we gotta be in the 3 to 350s now because of what's happened over the last 2 years. So
Mhm.
the correction is needed. We need more affordable housing, and it'll happen, So
Huh.
as of right now, we're good.
It's the nature of the market. I mean, they've been tracking this stuff since like the Roman times. There's always been cycles. I mean, always, always.
Right.
So I mean, there's always going to be cycles. So I mean, it's just something to be aware of. I love that answer. I mean, there is something about Joliet. I don't know a ton about in particular. I'd like to ask you about it because I keep hearing about it. Do you know a ton about the Opportunity Zone? I knew they're doing a lot of reconstruction with the highways there on.
Yeah, so I know on the east side of Joliet, that did become, there's a lot of opportunity zone there. I haven't dabbled in it yet. I know some investors have looked into it. We've tossed it around, but yeah, we have a little bit of that in certain areas of Joliet, just to kind of rebuild and restructure. But I haven't really dabbled in that yet. So,
Hmm.
but I know we have it. We
Yeah,
have opportunity zones for sure.
cool. Sorry to throw you the random
No,
question
no,
there,
no, no, you're fine,
but how
man.
you?
I mean, I had a couple investors and they were really digging into it. I think it was just more, for them long term, it wasn't the best investment, so we didn't really pursue it. But I know there's agents, or I know there's investors that are, doing it. And then, we're very investor friendly in Joliet. We get a lot of
Mhm.
them. So, we just always, there's always going to be investments for sure. But the opportunity zones are here if you're ready to buy one.
All right. Well, yeah, definitely. All right, cool, brother. Sounds like a plan. So just last question for this segment, brother. Like, why do you think Joliet is a great place to live? And this is a more broad answer, or it's a more broad question on purpose. So you could kind of say whatever comes to mind.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I just kind of give you my personal experience. I mean, I've not known nothing but Joliet. I have the best friends that anybody could ever ask for. We all grew up together in Joliet. So, it used to be we'd hang out in cornfields and party, things of that nature, right? But and I'm sure there's still some of that going on. But I mean, the atmosphere here, you know, for what this city was 30 years ago. I mean, for what this city was known for, the prisons and
Mhm.
and and the crime and just there was people who just despised this area, wanted nothing to do with it. So watching that change over the last 30 years to where we walk downtown Joliet and we go to the casinos and we go check out the nightlife and there's never really it's just a whole different city than it was 30 years ago. And then so for me it's just home. This
Mhm.
is all I've really ever known. And I it just it's a great place to just grow up. So that's just kind of
Absolutely.
my own little personal experience. I mean, there's,
Oh yeah.
everybody could find reasons why they would like a city or wouldn't, but I made it. I'm alive. So,
That's always
so
a good sign.
that's a start, right?
Yeah.
So
No, that's a fantastic answer. I thought it was interesting that you brought up the prisons, man. The old Joliet prison was featured in one of my favorite shows, Prison Break. So I actually visited that once just to take a look. It's a really cool architectural building. I think it's a really cool building. It's actually been used in a lot of movies and stuff, because
Absolutely.
there's not a ton of prisons that are still hanging around that are unused, right? So I
Yeah,
mean,
and the opening scene of Blues Brothers.
oh yeah, that too.
That's right there on Collins Street, that
Yeah.
door. And I'm kind of glad you brought that the old Joliet prison up, is because a good friend of mine's brother, and he's a friend too, Quinn Adamowski, he headed this restoration project to get the city to invest in it and stuff. And they hold the actually little events there all the time now, like movie nights or
Oh,
concerts.
really? That's really cool.
Yeah, they did one time where and they might have done it a couple times where they do like you could stay the night at the prison and ghost hunt, whatever.
So don't they
that-
do like a haunted house for
I-
Halloween now? I think they do, right?
I
I might be
think they
wrong.
might.
Yeah.
I haven't dug that deep into it, but I know when they first started, I mean, it was impressive. They were having concerts right there in the,
Right in
the,
right in the yard. That's
in the yard. Yep, yeah, exactly. So,
Oh, that's hilarious. Justin, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you. I wanted to thank you so much for your time. Obviously, you have shown us that you are the agent to talk to about Joliet. So can you please let our audience know the best way to get in touch with you if they're looking to buy or sell in Joliet?
yeah. So Justin McLaughlin with EXP Realty, 815-768-9225. Best way to get a hold of me. Second best way is my email, SoldbyJmac, SoldbyJmac@gmail.com. I always have someone watching that email. So if somebody says, hey, we're ready to list a house or buy a house, my assistant's going to be like, blowing my phone up. Hey, go do this. So yeah, those are the two best ways. I'm right here in Joliet, right on the edge of Joliet and Shorewood. Yeah, whatever you need, investments, first time you want to buy a whole multi-unit, let's go.
There you go.
So,
there you go. You got your agent. Anybody looking in Joliet, Justin can do it all. So I wanted to thank anybody for listening to Living in Chicagoland. This week we went over Joliet and we primed you up with an awesome agent in the area. So please reach out to him if you are looking to buy or sell in that area. And until next week, guys, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Take care.
yeah, appreciate it, Tim.